Welcome back to the WHP 580 iHeartRadio Performance Studio for the debate among the candidates for the 11th Congressional District. I'm RJ Harris, host of the WHP 580 Morning Show. We'd like to first thank the folks who are underwriting today's program for the WHP iHeartRadio Performance Studio, Willigrod and McAvoy's Architect in Harrisburg, offering design solutions for residential and commercial projects. Visit willigerodandmcavoy.com. The debate today can be heard on WHP 580 AM, but also 97.3 FM HD2 if you have an HD radio. Also on iHeartRadio on your smartphone and worldwide on the web at WHP580.com, where you will also find streaming video. In a moment, I'll introduce our candidates and our moderator. First, the basic ground rules. Candidates, like the last debate, will each be asked a series of questions. They will have as much as 90 seconds to articulate their views. The moderator will allow 30 seconds for rebuttal as needed. Candidates should feel free to use less if you'd like. Each candidate will answer the same question. The questions are all hot topic issues, and it's not our intent to run a gotcha type debate. In that spirit, candidates were given the numbers to choose from, and it will determine the order that they would go in. I'd like to personally thank Morning Show producer Dan Steele for orchestrating everything with the various campaigns, and they're here today because he was able to put it together. So now the candidates in alphabetical order. Republican Lou Barletta. Congressman Lou Barletta represents the people of Pennsylvania's 11th District, a position he has held since being sworn in January of 2011. Representative Barletta currently serves on the Education and Workforce Committee, the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, and the Small Business Committee, which helps businesses navigate federal small business aid and regulations. He was born in Hazleton. Lou's political career began with his election to Hazleton City Council in 1998. He went on to win the race for mayor in 2000 and was re-elected with over 90% of the vote. He earned national attention for his first-of-its-kind Illegal Immigration Relief Act, which has served as a blueprint for many other communities across the U.S. facing similar problems. Lou Barletta served as mayor of the city of Hazleton until election to Congress in 2010. Democrat Gene Still. Gene is well known across the Harrisburg region as someone who's dedicated his life to protecting the interest of taxpayers from the overreach of government. Nearly all of Gene's life has been spent in the 11th District, although Gene was born in Luzerne County. He graduated from King's College in Wilkes-Barre. Gene also graduated from George Mason School of Law in Virginia. He then settled into Upper Dauphin County, where he has lived for over 20 years. Gene became the legislative aide at the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, where he wrote legislation for 10 years. Gene also filed the initial complaint in the Bonus Gate scandal. He is a volunteer firefighter and EMT. After the attack on the World Trade Center on 9/11, Gene went to Ground Zero days after the disaster, where he participated in the recovery process. He's also known for a large pink pig and the Statue of Liberty replica in the Susquehanna River. Our moderator today is WHP 580's news director, Bill Meade, and morning news anchor. And Bill is the winner of many Associated Press and Pennsylvania Association of Broadcaster awards for his work and the work of his department, including the AP's prestigious Joe Snyder Award under Bill's direction. It gives me great pleasure to turn the proceedings over to Bill Meade.
Thank you, RJ, and we're going to start just like last hour with opening statements, and we begin with Lou Barletta.
Well, thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank WHP for hosting this today, and just a little bit about myself. I'm married to Mary Grace, my wife Mary Grace. We're married for 35 years, the father of 4 daughters. Politics was nothing that I ever thought about getting involved in. Actually, we were a small business, entrepreneurs, my wife and I. We started a little line painting business on $29.95. That business grew to be the largest in the state of Pennsylvania, and when we sold it, when I became mayor, it was the 6th largest of its kind in the country. And it was really during that time that I started paying more attention to government and how government interferes with small businesses like ours. And I'm serving in my first term in Congress as a freshman, and I really believe that this is the most important election of our lifetime. Our country is $16 trillion in debt. 24 million Americans are out of work. 1 in 6 Americans are now on food stamps. That's up 40% since this administration took office. 50% of our college students can't find work when they get out of college, and 49% of Americans are now classified as low income or living in poverty. This country is borrowing money at an incredible rate that can't be sustained, and that bill is being sent to our children. So this is, without a doubt, the most important election of our lifetime. We need to change the direction we're on.
Thank you. Gene Still.
Yes, my name is Gene Still from Dauphin County. I'm married to Judith Richard for the last 23 years. We live in Upper Dauphin County, and I have lived in many parts of the new 11th Congressional District. I served for 10 years writing legislation for the State House and 6 years on the statewide Environmental Quality Board. Also, one thing that RJ forgot was that I filed the first the state lawsuit in the pay raise, taking away the legislators' illegal pay raise. And also, I filed a suit that allowed 12 million Pennsylvanians to now file suits against their legislators without the fear of going to jail or being fined, because the Ethics Commission in this state was acting unethically and also against the First Amendment. We took that to federal court and made sure the Ethics Commission now acts ethically for the state of Pennsylvania, allowing citizens access to file these complaints. I believe that a lot is wrong in Washington. And that the Congress is one of the most important factors in the gridlock in Washington D.C. I am not in Washington. My opponent is. My opponent has been there for 2 years, and I think we have to cut through the gridlock in Washington D.C. And I was hoping for a more progress in his first term. I'm running for Congress to make sure I can cut through the gridlock in Washington D.C.